What's up people, Robert here. Today's video is all about songwriting and specifically how to succeed when you're on a deadline. Stick around, I'm going to give you 7 tips that I use during the February album writing month and 50/90 songwriting challenges. I will have more info down below on both of those. Also, let me know in the comments if one of these tips was helpful to you, or if you had a favorite. Let me know. If you have a favorite of your own that I didn't mention, definitely include that down there. I'm going to need all the help I can get starting next Saturday, July 4th, when 50/90 kicks off. So, real quick, just so you know, as I mentioned it throughout, 50/90 is 50 original new songs in the period of 90 days, so up until October 1st. So, tip number 1, notebook. Number 1, have something. It doesn't have to be something like this, but just a place where you can jot down a phrase that comes to your mind, a rhyme popped in your head while you were out for a walk, a theme or a subject that you want to write about, anything like that. Write it down. It can be a couple words, it can be a page-long kind of journal entry. You can also use that notebook to workshop lyrics. I always find it helpful to, just put a line through a word that I want to change, and then it's still there, right? Second one, goes along with the notebook, is a voice recorder, some sort of tool to record ideas. I use my smartphone for everything, and for those that ask, it's a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. I've had it for about 2 years, but all of my YouTube videos have been filmed, recorded, edited on that device. So, everything. Melodic ideas, a chord progression, grab your instrument and kind of strum a 4-chord pattern, right? Just so you have that somewhere. You can review it to put things together, right? I don't often sit down and write a brand new song start to finish. So, as you're doing that, try to document with words what you're playing. If you're just doing voice recording, you might forget what chord that is or what voicing that is. So if you can record your voice some way to include that, that's really helpful. Number 3, prompts. Use what's out there. The 50/90 and FOM websites have a couple tools to help you build themes or song ideas. Use those, and again, I'll have a link down below to both those sites if you wish to take part in that. But you can use prompt generators for songs, for poetry, for novels, for character names, right? I remember there was a song I used a baby name generator to come up with a character. Use what's out there. Then here's a couple specific ones, and ones that I'm going to be using this year. One of the new things, this was a birthday present, was a tarot deck. So I got this kind of classic tarot, and it comes with a book that describes each of the cards in a very vivid detail, right? And whether you want to get into tarot or not, say it's July 4th and I need a new song, I can just kind of pick. All right, and so you can look at this image, right? 6 of Swords, and there's obviously the swords, there's some people in there. It looks dark, like with the moon overcast. They're in a boat, looks like kind of protecting a mother and child, right? So you can take that and write a song from it. So the 5090 group, and we'll talk more about community in a minute, they've done tarot as a way to spur that songwriting. So really helpful. And again, whether you get into the spiritual aspects of it or not, that's up to you. That may help you interpret those cards a little bit better and give you more inspiration. Current events. I shouldn't have to say anything else about that. But yeah, current events are always great for protest songs. Songs to help you process what is going on, things like that, right? Favorite characters. This one's fun. I didn't purposefully wear my Bart Simpson shirt today, but you know, what's a favorite character from television or from movies or from a book? Any of those, like right from their point of view. From The Simpsons, like how does Lisa feel as a musician during the pandemic? Or how does Lisa feel being a sax player, you know, and with Black Lives Matter and all that stuff going on? So you could take something fun, a favorite character, and combine it with some of these other tips. Here's a fun one I've used in the past a couple times. I probably have never said this on my channel, but I'm a huge Lego fan. I'm actually trying to pare down my collection a little bit to give me more room and more money for music gear. But I have picked a couple random minifigs in the past. So like I just pulled these 4 guys out today, right? So these 4, say I could write a song, I could include all 4 of them. I could pick one, like one per song. And you know, like what's her story, being kind of this brick suit with this one red piece? Or what's it like to be a kind of prickly cactus in today's society? Or the knight in shining unicorn, right? Or maybe you're a green thumb or not. What does that sound like? So just that simple. This one's great if you have kids too. I don't, but if you have kids that want to get into songwriting, you could have a bag of minifigs and either randomly hand them out or say, all right, everyone, you have 5 minutes to pick a guy, and then we're gonna tell a story about him or her or them. So that one's a lot of fun. All right, so all of those are very lyric, story based, right? Now what about the music, the riff, the key, the chord progression, the notes, the rhythm? So one of the things that I'm trying, and this is pretty new for me, is using dice. So if you haven't guessed by now, I'm kind of a nerd, right? So I have some gaming dice, right? A lot of like 1d12s, 1d10s, 1d8s, you know, that kind of thing. I'll add this link below, but there's a man in Philadelphia that has a company called Tonic Dice, and he pairs specially printed 12-sided die that instead of numbers, they have the 12 pitches of a chromatic scale, right? C, C sharp, D, D sharp, all the way up, okay? He pairs that with specially printed, designed cards that say, here's an example, like mute your TV and play music to accompany what you're watching, like the show you're watching. Or play this shape in notation on your instrument. Or that kind of thing. So definitely support him if you're interested, but if you're a gamer, you can also just go and pick up a couple of these dice, right? And if you have 6-sided dice, you can use that just as well, right? So I took some notes here on a couple different ways you can use dice to help with notes. So 12-sided dice, like I said, apply each number. So 1 is C, 2 is C sharp. And then when you roll them, you know, that takes some of the choice, the hard work of choosing your notes out of it. So say I roll this and it's a 4, right? So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, right? Or E flat. So now I know, like, when I grab my uke, I'm gonna start with an E flat and kind of go from there. So let's do that real quick. And I didn't roll, but so I have an E flat chord. And you can do this on whatever instrument, whether it's a stringed instrument or a saxophone or a trumpet or whatever. So an E flat. So I could do E major 7 or E flat. So that was an idea just out of rolling a single die, right? Other things, 6-sided die. This works with any of them actually. These are common, you know, so if you're playing Yahtzee or anything like that, you have these guys. So 1 to 6 could help you with a meter. You could decide to play in 5/4 or 5/8 or 6/4, 6/8, right? And obviously, if you want to explore a little bit beyond that, say you want to do something in 7/8, well, instead of this, grab an 8-sided die, right? You have one of those. So now you have 1 to 8, right? Or you could do a 10. So you could do, and this one's in percentages. That's just the one that I picked up. But so you could do 11/8 or 6/8 or 2/8, and then you can decide to kind of run with that or not. Even the weird ones like a D4. Say, you know, I really want to play something in 4/4, but I want to accent one beat, right? So I roll, and when I pick it up, like, okay, the 4 is, so I'm gonna accent beat 4, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could accent with my lyrics or whatever, right? Okay, so that was kind of 3 and 4 kind of combined there. Tip 5. This is huge. This is almost as important as the notebook and recording, is routine. Songwriting challenges help build your routine. That's the whole point. National Novel Writing Month tries to build this habit and this routine of writing every single day. And having a metric, you know, here's how long you should write every day, or here's how many songs you should accomplish in a set period of time. Routine and habit tell your brain and your body, hey, this is important, so I'm going to focus my mental energy on that more. And the bigger the habit, the better the routine, the stronger the routine, the more your body is going to put that energy into it, okay? As I record this, I'm on a 230 some day streak of learning Hawaiian in Duolingo. The first month or so, I was like, all right, I'm gonna working on building a habit. Now, that's one of the first things I do when I wake up is I practice Hawaiian. Right? And I'm up to practicing almost a half hour a day in that app. So my brain says, hey, this is important, learn it. So you know your body better than anyone else. If you're a morning person, focus your songwriting in the morning. If you're a night owl, collect those little things throughout the day in your notebook, voice recordings. If you see a minifig that you like, right? Take those ideas, and then when you sit down in the evening, you have all this information that you can pull from and work on your new tune. Going alongside routine is having a dedicated space. You get a glimpse in this video. I'll pan a little bit, but you can see I have my uke, another uke, guitar. I have a couple more instruments behind me. I'm sitting in the chair that I always teach lessons from, and if I pan over here, you'll see like I have some amp, cables, like all that stuff, right? This space, when I sit in this space, I know that it's time to work on music. During the pandemic, this is my space, this little corner of my living room. Outside of the pandemic, I used to have a small rehearsal space. It could be your home office, it could be a practice room at school, or your dorm room, or your basement if you have a full house. Like maybe when you go down there, your children or your partner knows that, you know, daddy's down in the basement, that's where his guitars are, so he's probably doing that. And that doesn't mean leave you alone, right? But that personally, that means I'm in the space where that thing happens, right? Number 7, community. I touched on this a little bit, but the 50/90 and FOM community are amazing. I'm going into my 4th 50/90 songwriting challenge. Again, writing 50 new songs over the period of 90 days. And the community on the website is amazing. So, worldwide community. You can participate in the forums. You can take part in hour-long skirmishes where they throw a prompt and you have an hour to write a song. And then following that hour, everyone will go and listen to each other's music and leave comments, constructive feedback, what they loved. And that could spark requests for collaborations. You know, if you have a cool chord progression, someone says, I really want to write a song about X to that, then it's your call whether you say, I would love if you wrote lyrics to that, you know. Or maybe you have poetry. One of my friends on the site is an amazing poet, and she often gets people to just set her poetry to music. So that is a great option. Community. 50/90 has a Slack channel that is active literally 24 hours a day. Again, because it's worldwide. So you can hop in there and say, hey, this is the new idea that I started, or hey, does anyone have an idea how to play a B flat chord on a mandolin, you know? And sometimes it's silly, like hey, I'm making eggs and spam with pineapple for breakfast, and that sparks a song called, pineapple, spam, and eggs, right? So definitely be a part of the community. And if you're just getting started, maybe you have a local community that's important as well. The community helps motivate you to keep going and give you ideas when you're stuck. So, all right, so that was 7. Bonus tip number 8: get some rest. Take a break. I know the pandemic's weird. The protests going on are exhausting, and we're not even close to done yet. So we got to keep going with that stuff. But while you're doing all of the other 7 tips, you're still going to find days where you're exhausted or too busy to sit down and write a new song or finish a new song. Remember, being a musician is fun. 100%. It's all about fun. If you get paid for it, you're getting paid to have fun, right? You have practiced a long time to get good at your craft. Songwriting is another part of that craft. But if you're not having fun, you're never going to get to 50 new songs. You're going to give up well before the 3 months is over. And you're not going to build this into a habit that you want to do ongoing. So have fun. Take breaks. It's awesome. Get a good night's sleep. Have a movie night with your date or your partner. Get some video gaming in. I tried writing a song based on Minecraft this past February, and it's still in the works. I didn't finish it during FOM, but I took one of the weirdest components in Minecraft and I started writing a song about it because I took that break. It's okay to rest. The one little final tip to go along with that is, if you do take a break, give yourself a time to come back to the task. You say, I'm going to play Minecraft for a half an hour, or I'm going to get a good night's sleep and sleep in tomorrow morning, and then as soon as I wake up and do my kind of morning ritual, I'll get back into it, right? That's what I got for you. I know this video is a lot longer than normal and a lot of me talking instead of playing. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments which tip was your favorite. What songwriting tips do you have? Let me know down below. What's something I missed? Everyone's process is different. I would love to hear yours. If you're participating in 50/90 coming up next week, and again, the link will be down below if you want to sign up. It's free to sign up. Let me know what your username is and connect with me over on the forums or the soundboard, or comment on any of my songs once we start posting those, and I'll make sure to check yours out as well. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps me motivate to continue doing videos every Sunday and beyond. If you're not already subscribed and you're seeing this and you want to see my songwriting through the next 3 months, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification because it won't be on my normal Sunday schedule. And understand it, I'm going to be posting a lot more videos than normal. If it's too much, turn off the bell. Give yourself a Google Calendar reminder to turn it back on October, and really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Robert here. I'll see you guys again soon.